there was something about you at 18, 19 years of age that was paying attention to the economics of the business.
Right.
And so you said your mother was your inspiration for wanting to take care of her, but the business part of it.
I watched everything, man. I watched the way people moved, the way they reacted. I had several different shows, white shows, black shows, Hispanic shows. I watched everything. I watched the relationship between Fred Sanford and Lamont. I watched Archie Bunker and Edith. I watched the Partridge Family and the Brady Bunch. I watched the Jeffersons. See, I watched Good Times, even though it never was good. I don't know why they call it Good Times. So I watched all that stuff and I just studied. And I prepared and I said, okay, I'm gonna take that out. And then I had these heroes that I couldn't touch, I couldn't feel, but they were my heroes. But I never tried to emulate them or imitate them, but I did take little bits and pieces from them and incorporated them myself. Culture pretty much, to me, is the understanding of the way you go about your business, unapologetically. We create cultures. We don't adhere to culture. We create times. I don't adhere to times. We create fashion. I don't adhere to fashion. I do me because I want to be happy. God only made one me. Well, I would look like a fool trying to emulate and imitate you when there's only one me, and I'm uniquely and wonderfully made. Why in the world? I've never in my life tried to be like anybody. I shared previously that I would take bits and pieces, but it was incorporated into me. God has given me a tremendous gift, and I've been able to see past the smoke and past the fire and past the curtains and walk through and enter in some places that I wasn't supposed to be in because I had the nerve. Quit allowing people to tell you who you aren't, that don't even know you, that don't even know your middle name, that don't even know your address, that has no good mention and intentions for you. And they telling you what you aren't. Even some of your family members, I've never adhered to that because I've always known what I was, and I always have known who I am. And that's a bold thing for a young brother that understands who he is in this day and age and stage of life. I've always understood who I am, where I'm going, and how to get there. I always tell parents, be careful what you do around your kids because they're watching. Bosses, be careful what you do around your staff because they're watching. And you have no idea that lives that you are impacting, you may not receive the results right now. But 10 years from now, you may bump into that gentleman or that young woman, and they may say, you know, when you said this on this particular day, it changed my life. You have no idea. So I'm very conscious of the power and the authority and the position that I hold in life. Because those men, if it wasn't for those men, I wouldn't be where I am to this day. I started getting calls and I start preparing because whatever I do in life, I want to dominate it. So I start preparing and really doing my homework and research on how this stuff works. You got to understand, it's hard for me to go into any situation and not provoke change. When I walked into this room, it probably was about 74. I'm pretty sure it's 72 or 71 right now because I cool things off. Like I bring instant calm to situations, and there's no way that I'm going to not affect and infect every darn thing I do. And I've always been that way as a young man, and I added me into it to even take it farther. So I didn't change anything. So I just learned relationships, and I learned pretty much don't expect me out of them. And that's a fault that we all have. We expect someone to make the same decision that we would make, or to do the same thing that we would do, or to react the way we would react. And that's not even possible because there's only one you. God only made one you. That's why you're so special, because there's only one you. And that's what I want for you all. Be the best you that you could possibly be. We get the same amount of time. So don't tell me about time. We get the same 24 that everyone else gets. What do you do with your 24? Don't get mad at me because I'm living. Don't get mad at me because I'm dominating. Don't get mad at me because I'm on it and I'm in it and I'm about it. Don't get mad at me because I'm alive. Ask yourself that when you get back to that beautiful room up there. Are you living? Are you just alive? Baby, I'm living. And you can't get mad because I'm living and you dying. We either living or dying, and I choose to live every darn day. I choose to, boy, I'm feeling it. I choose to go get it every day. I choose to dominate every day. I choose to make the best of every situation every day. I don't have bad days. I may have a bad moment, I may have a bad minute, even a bad hour, but I never have a bad day because I got the remote control to my life, baby. And I'm sitting back there with a big screen running that thing. You think I'm gonna give you my remote and let you turn my channel and turn my volume up and make me get louder, make me get lower? You don't control me, I control me. And I am living. I'm gonna play your game. But not only are we gonna play your game, we're gonna dominate your game. Not only that, we're gonna dominate this portal because you made it that way. Just because I do everything to win, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad when the rabbit got the gun too. And don't even come over here. Because if you're lacking in this, you're gonna liken that because you know you gotta get this in order to get that. So the point that you don't wanna focus and get that means you really don't want this.
What's the message that you share with your team when you're talking to them about leadership?
See, it's several different type of leaders. So a lot of people think you always got to be out front and lead. You don't have to do that. Some people aren't built like that. Some people are just leaders. I never yelled at my teammates. I never gave the rah-rah speeches when I played the game. I just played the darn game at a certain level, and I practiced at a certain level, and I went about my business a certain way that people want to follow. But you never saw me. I love leadership, and I read and I study, and it could be one intangible word like right now, it's winning. Like I'm on winning. Winning starts right now. So if you and your homie going to the cafeteria, I want you to just walk one step faster and win. Yeah, if you sitting there eating and he on his last bite, I want you to hurry up and finish before he do and dump your plate. I want you to win. Everything we're about is winning. And see, you guys always talk about, ain't no scoreboards in life. That's a lie. The car you driving is a scoreboard. The clothes you have on is a scoreboard. That purse you have, baby girl, that's a scoreboard, okay? The house you live in, that's a scoreboard. We keep talking about this stuff, but there's a scoreboard every darn where you go. If you're gonna put up a scoreboard, baby, I got to win. When you reach a certain level of excellence, you don't have a color. Oh, I want y'all to marinate on that because that was so good. When you reach a certain level of excellence, there's no color. You don't see white, black, Hispanic, Asian. You just see excellence. So every day our commitment should be to excellence. I just want to get a little better every day. I know I'm not perfect and God ain't make me perfect because if he'd have made me perfect, I wouldn't need him. So it's going to always be tribulations. I'm going to always trip and stumble, but I'm going to get back up. But what if we all gave it our all every darn day? I don't call in sick, baby. I got 8 toes and I'm still stepping in the name of love. And I thank you. I thank you so much because I'm going to touch someone in here tonight. Someone in here tonight is going to change their whole perspective, and they're going to go back to the office, whether this week or next week, and they're going to be ready to go. They're going to call a staff meeting. They're going to say, baby, let's go. They're going to be playing, I got a new attitude. Let's go. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this together. Let's unite. Let's hug. Let's kumbaya. Let's do whatever we got to do, but we're going to win. If we don't do nothing, we're going to win. And it don't start with the big stuff. It starts with the little things. We're going to win. You got to start making decisions based on you and start making decisions based on us because God has called you to be so much larger than you could ever fathom. I know you're only 19 right now and you don't see this, but I do. You're going to impact the whole entire country if you get it together. I know what you're going to say when I tell you there's no I in team. You're going to look at me, you're going to say there's an I in the middle of Deion, there's an I in the middle of Win, there's an I in the middle of Prime, but I'm not talking about that. I want you to understand that life is so much larger and start being inclusive with everybody and everything because you got it. You're blessed.